So, now we get our first boss of the game, King Arthur. Now, one thing that Black Knight does really well is characterization, and staying quite true to the facts of the Arthurian legend. But here's an excellent piece of Sonic's character.
Ready for what?
If you remove that sword and defeat King Arthur with it,
He'll commit
you
regicide.
shall forever be the worst of knights, slayer of kings.
Guess I can't be the hero every time.
I think that sort of just makes just stands out as a sort of real character.
Sacred sword.
Where Sonic's most of
Goes
the
by
time
the
used to
name
be
Caliban.
bland
Kinda
and stuff.
sorry looking. Fool.
Oh, talking sword.
You are the chosen one.
I hear a bit of the
You are
world
but a
adventure in
squire.
that, you know.
Oh yeah? Says you.
The sword has a mind of its own. It selects its bearer.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, well, it's got a pretty smart mouth on it for a sword.
The impertinent one is you, knave.
I
Brace
love
yourself,
Caliban.
for
It's
I shall
hilarious.
train you until you are worthy.
All right, Professor. Work your magic.
Yeah, that might be good. Now, the funny thing I find about King Arthur in this game is that in the cutscenes, he's got black armor. He's the Black Knight. However, in gameplay, he's got golden armor. No idea why that is, but there we go. To fight, I will meet you at a This song is called Fight the Knight Strings version. So
You'll never get away.
you do get the real Fight the Knight later on, but for this first fight, you just get this strings version. Now, what you've got to do is just slash the sword when the waggle mote appears, and it can get a little tricky, especially in this one, where you've got to wait.
This is where we separate the
See, this is why you've got to. You can't be hasty, otherwise you'll just get your ass handed to you.
Use this dang sword.
There we go. You'll see that I have a similar experience with sort of timings later in the game.
No problem.
Yeah, that's a map rating, but oh well, you'd get a 5-star if you didn't get hit. Now, one thing I haven't talked about is this item codex thing. Now, the item codex serves no purpose, other than I think to just unlock random things in the extras menu.
This could go on forever.
But
You sure you're a sacred sword?
it's just a little extra
It
in
is
the
you,
end.
sir, who lacks the proper fighting skills.
Oh, thanks, Caliban. How nice of you.
Fool of a knight, not even worth slaying.
You see, he thinks so too.
Oh,
It's
how
your
rude!
fault. You're a sad excuse for a teacher.
I love the relationship between Sonic and Caliban in this game. It's just hilarious.
For as long as he bears that scabbard, we may never be able to defeat King Arthur.
So what are we gonna do?
We must ask the scabbard's former owner how to hinder its power.
Okay.
And who would that be?
Nimue, the Lady of the Lake,
Nimue.
the one I mentioned earlier.
What are we waiting
That
for?
really
Let's
annoys
go
me, that
pay her a little visit.
pronunciation of Nimue in this
It will
game.
not be as simple as that.
What do you mean?
You shall see for yourself. Onward, my young knave.
Stop calling me Knave. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
Very well then, I shall call you Knave the Hedgehog.
Duh.
Whatever, you
Oversized letter opener. That line just comes out of nowhere, but it's hilarious. I love it. So, now we get to wield the sacred sword. So, as I was saying earlier, the excellent characterization, but also it stays quite true to the Arthurian legend. Because you've got the sword and the stone, which we've just seen.
Use that for some
Sort of.
sword practice.
You've also got Excalibur, and Excalibur comes from the Lady of the Lake. And you've got a whole... I don't think it actually happens in this game, but the whole thing of Excalibur is it rose from the lake. And can cover anything and stuff. So Excalibur's quite powerful.
This stone is quite hard and difficult to shatter.
So, yes. but also there's a bit at the end of the game where it mentions elements of Arthurian legend, and it's really quite close to what, but it's exactly what happens. Obviously Arthur became king of Camelot and ruled for, I think, I read The Death of King Arthur, which is a translated French novel.
I suppose something must be done about this.
Arthur's like 90 odd when he dies.
About?
And what the explanation of the his death is exactly what happens. He gets struck down by one of his sons, Mordred.
Shouldn't have such an edge.
But yes.
Gentlemen? Who are you calling gentlemen?
Oh, Sonic.
Seek out the blacksmith.
He's speaking to me, you know.
I must be presentable when we meet the lady.
I think it's been sort of
what are you gonna do, Merlina?
Stated that I am a gentleman. I work with Professor Layton, after all.
Merlina?
I love this bit.
Hello?
Why do flowers bloom, knowing they are destined to wither?
Huh?
Their time of beauty is so short-lived. Forgive me, Sonic, but I would be recognized in town.
I love
shall remain
the
behind
song.
in
It's called
hiding.
Theme of Merlina.
All right. Then I guess
And it's just so
so long for now.
sad and melancholy.
Yes.
It
May
just
your
fits
journey
Merlina's
be
character
safe.
so perfectly. And that moment just comes out of nowhere. But it's just so intimate. And it's actually nice little bit of foreshadowing. Anyway, that's Misty Lake done for now. Let's go on to Camelot Castle. So, we need to get to the blacksmith. Which is always good.
All right. Time to find a blacksmith.
Now, I can't remember whether this song's got a specific name. It's probably just Camelot Castle. They weren't really that. Yeah, all of the stage names are just stage song names are just the stage names. But there are a couple of awesome song titles. I must say, Camelot Castle is really sort of quite awesome. One thing that I'm quite annoyed about is in Black Knight's critical reception wasn't particularly positive, because I think they just were sort of pissy with the fact that it's Sonic with a sword, and that it does rely quite heavily on waggle, and it is quite short. It's about 3 hours long if you're just doing the story. But it is one of the better Sonic games of the modern time. I mean, considering you have Secret Rings 06. Well, at the time it was Sonic. It was 06 when Secret Rings Unleashed in this. Apart from like the DS games, but those were the only Wii ones, the only sort of console ones. So Unleashed and Black Knight were the better games. Obviously, since then we've had colours and we're going to get generations, so they're going to blow this. Well, colours blow modern Sonic games out of the water, and generations look like it's going to do the same. But yes.
Hey, Tails! No, it
Now,
can't be.
the song
This is
here
the
is
smithy,
Tails' theme.
Sure is. Welcome,
I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's I Want to Fly High,
At least
I think.
not yet.
Says you.
Oh,
What a
thanks.
magnificent sword! I've never seen one that talks before.
Oh,
Yeah, the
it
song's
talks
called
all right.
To the Blacksmith, I think.
I know a flying blade when I see it. I am a
The
blacksmith.
actual song is called Believe in
Great.
Myself.
Think you could sharpen this dull piece of rust?
Fool! It is you who is dull.
Of course I could.
So yes, one thing
What's
of
the
the storybook
sword's
series
name?
is that you've got
Caliber.
other Sonic characters
Caliber?
are
Where have I heard
placed
that name
into
before?
the
Sorry, but could you
Story.
speed it up a bit? We're kind
so
of
Tails
in a
the
hurry.
Blacksmith,
Sure.
Blaze
Leave it
is
to me.
Percival, Shadow is Sir Lancelot, Knuckles is Sir Gawain, and I won't tell you who's Nimue just yet. And now we get the ability to go into the blacksmith and customise our character, but I hardly ever use it. I think I just add a couple of items when I get the chance, but that's it. You are eventually able to change what your proficiency is and what style, but it doesn't really matter. So let's learn how to use Soul Surge, which is a pretty flashy and powerful attack. I love it. If you grab these red fairies, the bar at the bottom fills up, and it allows you to launch Soul Surge when you press B and slash. Now what you want to do is try and get perfect hits, which is where the sword glows brightly and the reticule does that. That's basically when you want to do the hit, because that way your Soul Surge will last so much longer. And you won't be sort of potentially repeating the game, those missions over and over again, trying to get the correct number of Soul Surges. Now, the followers thing at the bottom just is pointless. It doesn't do anything. And you'd have to play the same level so many times to get all the followers that it's not worth it, really. Which is a shame, but there you go. Now we learn about Soul Surge in the air, which is also awesome. Hehe.
Ready, Caliburn?
I was forged ready.
Oh, of course, Caliburn. Now, you can collect items in the stages by hitting chests like that. Or sometimes you can talk to
One fell swing.
civilians and they'll give you items. That's all good. And there we have it. Mission cleared. Excellent.